All right, Kevin. This is for Wednesday, April 24th, I believe. I know it's for Wednesday. I forget the date. We bought this. We settled a little negative on the day, um, but certainly above the important support, which is good. What we're looking for is a settlement above this channel formation, short term, but it would be a buy signal. Um, it's at 4.80 tomorrow. By the way, I'm nursing another damn head cold, and so I'm going to try to keep this somewhat abbreviated. We'll see. 4.8, you got little levels all the way up, but if we could settle above yesterday's high of 5.0 and above the channel formation, negative 4.8, that's more important, I think. Then this thing can push into this area, which at this point in time is basically right here. I mean, this formation is not the same. No. You could also do a 1/3 speed line, I suppose, which is probably much closer. Actually, yeah, that's up in here. Bottom line, holding above that formation tomorrow at negative 4.225, I'm sorry, negative 6.225, does allow upward continuation over the next few weeks or sooner into, on the 26th, a couple days from now, it'll be 1.3, negative 1.3. Alrighty, but if we close today below negative 6.225, then this double channel extension is likely. That's what I'm thinking. Alrighty, so that's that. That is the Junog, AUG. As I was saying, we did settle below the AUG October, and so now we're looking for this low tick price. But really, you know, this thing could continue, like, do one of these, which isn't altogether different. I'm eyeballing that right now. That's about the only thing you can do. I mean, you could do some Fibonacci wave counts. Oh, I was doing this yesterday, I believe, which takes you down in the same area. All these Fibonacci wave counts are down in here. 1 and 3/8 to 1 and 5/8 are all in the 3 to 1.5 area. So that's that, and that is a negative 7.125 on Wednesday. That is August, October. Junog, Junog. October Dees. We tested this line. This is only significant in that it's a trend line off some lows. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, where does this thing want to go is a tough call. I would say that if we violate, close below this 3.90 today, it's anybody's damn guess, really. I could do a plain Fibonacci 100% swing, which would take us down to here, negative 1.350. That's basically this plus this, and then, or basically this minus that. It's a full swing, as you can see. We get below it, we'll drop by an equal amount from the low to this high. All right, those are there. So I think that kind of finishes up the lean hogs. Let's take a look at live cattle. Feb, April. We're way back now into 2020. Feb, April. We've got, it's still 525 essentially, and this is still negative 1.075. They'll change by Thursday. This is your breakout to the upside. This is your secondary sell signal to the downside. But this is an area we could consider selling. Yeah, I like it because I love these situations where you push through a previous high. Everybody and their brother thinks just go along. You get this push up into this area, and then it backs off, closes negative on the day, and then we continue south. That's the idea. DSFEB still. Is that? Oh, sorry. Going backwards here. Now DSFEB. Same situation. This is now negative 2.600. I think that's a buyable spread, if you want my opinion, down here. That says it a little different story, but you know, this is not a real significant area. It's just a little hesitation area for a few days. I think this channel bottom is it. And we've been expecting it since testing this formation, which is still at negative 1.825. So that was Feb April. We're working backwards here. October DES. Okay, this is the one that we wanted to sell the other day. This formation needs to be redrawn. So this is your big resistance area that we're not going to see anytime soon. October DES. August, October. Oh, look at that. August, October. Where the hell was that? I'm going to have to redraw it, I guess. There's that. And there's that. And there's that. All comes together here. Look down in here and you'll see all the numbers. They're all negative 3.35, negative 3.45. I guess it'd be the other way around, right? Okay. That's our buy signal above, but if we get a chance to sell it anytime soon, great. But I have a feeling this thing's just going to continue heading south. And what are the targets? I can't remember what I said, if anything. October DES. October DES. There's no real clear area. I mean, I think I said something like this. It is double channel thing. But it's really, I don't know. It's actually, we're probably testing it or coming close to testing it. This is an approximation. I wouldn't buy this. Anyway, so, and finally, August, October. Looks like we're set to test this formation again soon. 125. August, October. Yeah. Close below it. She looks weak down to here. 775. And then once again, we have this channel formation up here. Zero to 5. And if we get above this, then we're looking for this, if you can imagine. 1.0 essentially. All right, that's August, October, and we are in. I'll go to the other spread. Here it is. Okay, so I have a new number. I think it's 3.2 today. I'll just redraw it. Simpler. 3.2. We close above it. Let's just get out. You also have this, of course. 3.550. This is good enough for me. Okay. Until then, stay short. All right, did I cover the lean hog spreads? Can't remember. Yes, I did. Take a look at the beans. A lot of movement going on there right now. Ooh, look at this. This is the July Nove. This is the active one right now. Let me see about redrawing that. I'm all for going short if we settle below this. $21.4. We tested significant resistance, which is, all this. We didn't test this, which is negative 16.5 now. But we did get up in this 18 area last week. And so closing below this tips the market south. All right. I'm not opposed to being short that spread. It's the only one I'm going to look at with beans right now. It's got the most volume. Take a look at wheat. Dece March. Still plodding along this channel bottom here. This is, what's this move worth? Hard to say. I mean, you could make a case that this channel top, which would be lower because you'd redraw it, is possible. But even that is not even a 10-cent move, it's an 8-cent move. This is something you have to do times 5, I think. But I'm open to that. And in fact, closing above this little formation today at negative 16.6, that in itself is a buy signal. I'd be willing to buy this. I know it's out there, Dece March 20, but we'd sit on it for a while, and we could do it more than once. And this channel structure is still negative 17.2. July Dece, this is the active one. We tested this formation today. It's at negative 22.7 again tomorrow. That is Wednesday. And holding below it, we can easily slip back to here and even continue back into this area, which is still 29.4. If we close above this, though, where do we go? Good question. Well, first stop would be here. So that's worth about 3 cents. That's a tough call. We have a buy signal here. This could be, I mean, we should be open to anything here. I mean, if you get a buy signal here, and you're looking for a 3-cent move, why not do it 10 times? I mean, where's this thing going to go? 2 cents against you, So, anyway, that's the wheat spread. That's July Dece. That's the active one. July Dece again. And then Dece March. And I think that's about as far out as I'll go on the wheat. And corn. Corn's getting smacked. Look at this. Our spread backed off today. It's negative 18.1. Whatever that means. I don't know why it throws out negative 18.1, because that's impossible, right? And here's our support in that spread. Negative 21.5 still. In fact, if we close today, low negative 20, we'll get down to negative 21.5 in a day or two. Okay, so this was July Dece. The next big one would be Dece March. Still weak. Still looking for this. Below this. Negative 16.3. And I do believe that's as far out as I'm going to go on the wheat. All right, so... Okay, let's take a look at Canadian. I might, if you don't mind, we could talk about this. All of these are covered in newsletters, and you're receiving all of them. And so I'm just wondering if I start covering these spreads a lot, you know, because we're already 15 minutes into this. I don't want to do an hour video a day, as you might understand. Where I start covering a lot of the spreads in detail and a lot of these other extra markets, if you will, I'm not newslettering, if you will, and that all of these from S&P all the way up to the top, they're all covered in newsletters. And so my thinking is maybe I just assume that you're looking at the newsletters, listening to the audios, and if there's anything hot to mention, I'll definitely include it in the video. But you know, I think you understand what I'm saying. It's a good way to cover everything and not spend an inordinate amount of time on a video for both you and I. Okay, Canadian dollar. There it is. All right. Sell signal settlement. That sell signal was today. Basically below here, 74, 76, 75 tomorrow. Well, is this a jump on the short side signal? Not really. You've got this channel structure here. It was a signal to get the hell out of that call because this thing is like going nowhere. We're going to do one of two things. We're going to hit this bottom and then consolidate some more. Or excuse me again. Hold on a second. Or we're going to continue down here. You know, go short here for this? I don't think so. That's another patience move. But go short settlement below here. 74.32. 74.27. I'd even be willing to do a futures there. 73.49. This is like a 3 to 5 day play with current volatility. That's all I really need to say for the Canadian. I don't even want to look at upside buy signals right now. All we know is that there's significant resistance right now on the weekly chart overhead in the upper 76 handle. Take a look at the pound. Testing this support at 29.87, trading 29.76 last. So yeah, there's all kinds of little sell signals here if we settle below this formation. 29.87. We could look at puts in the British pound. Volatility is low enough. They got to be cheap. Maybe that's something we could do if you like. What's the euro currency doing? Probably weak as well. Yep, slipping back into this area. Oh wait. 1575, might as well update this. And this 1212 remains the same. Fibonacci retracement from this low to this high. Excuse my post-nasal drip. Dollar perks up as you would expect with the other currencies showing weakness. And this is consistent with the idea we've had all along, which is bullish above this area, expecting the upper 99 handle in the coming months. Gold. All right. Okay, this is 64.1 today. And once we test that, and we would have to redraw this then, but you know, we'd be looking for this. Let's see if this fixes that. There it does, yep. Which is this former channel structure in here. If we settle below this though, we're ultimately looking for that, I think. Now, of course, you've got a channel bottom here. I'll use the speed line as my primary support. We close below that. This is worth a 1 to 2 week bounce, but ultimately I think she continues south, which makes me want to look at the 10-year. 10-year perks up, as you would expect on lower inflation. So we still have this support here, 13 to 15. You know, it's funny, looking forward to the sell signal below this, but saying nothing about buying it as a support region. It's like such a backwards, I don't know why I'm even thinking that way. This area is good to buy, really. Sugar and cocoa and coffee, and then I'll finish this up. All right, we're pushing into this this 2-2 formation this week is at 1301. Trading 1290. Close above it looks good. Up to at least here, as I mentioned, but quite possibly up into this area. I would be fine going long cocoa calls here. This is the lead contract, so whatever that means, I forget right now. But we could talk about that. If we get a Friday settlement clearly above 1301. The high this week is 1305. Last week's high was 1301, and that was an outside week positive settlement. So let's talk about that, I think. I've never participated in sugar. Did I say cocoa? So it'll be an experience. Cocoa. What the hell is this? Oh, look at that. She breaks. She rolls. Boom. And that's it. All right. So this was all condensed. So cocoa, yeah, I don't know about the cocoa sugar relationship if that's even worth paying attention to. But right now, cocoa is in the middle of a sell signal that could easily break back down into this region. Yeah, back down here, 2114. So, you know, I don't know if there's anything to do there. But that's cocoa. Cocoa does not look good right now. Failed sell buy signal. Valid sell signal. And that was yesterday's close, Tuesday's. Coffee. Looky there. So we're trading above this 93.51 formation, and last week's high was 94.20. You know, if we close above 94.20 on Friday, that looks pretty good. You know, this is a new move low. Last time that happened, this market charged. I'm not saying it's going to do it again. It rarely does the same thing exactly, but new move low. You know, since we took this low out, which is right here, we never closed above a high of a low week. So that may happen with a settlement of 94.20. And we could get up into here. So there's another soft worth looking at. We're looking at both cocoa and coffee. All right, cotton. Cotton backs off. 76.37, closed below on Friday, looks bearish. And this is our big area. If settled above is bullish. Keep an eye on that. All right, I think that's it. I'm 24 minutes. I'm going to scroll here through. Let's take a look at the lean hogs. Damn it. There it is. All right. So I have a combination 1/3 speed line and channel bottom in this area. This is my new de facto long-term support. And so if we close below it, puts, okay? And do we buy calls with a test of this region? I don't know. I'm open for that. I sure am open for that. You know, even if it's just a 2 to 3 week bounce back to this high area, which I think, I hate to use the word likely, but I wouldn't be surprised. Feeder cattle kind of looks the same, but it's not even close to coming back down here. It's holding its own. it needs to get above, and I think it's going to test sometime soon that 163.50 area. There we go. There's the rollover. The rollover bar. Now it's August. 163.50. 159.77. 160.67. All right. So you know all this. And the live cattle market is just kind of in a this sort of congestive, short-term neutral. Nothing going on other than the fact that they're still bullish about those long-term channel bottoms in the 118 handle June and in the 115 handle August. And crude looks good, still pushing higher, and the Canadian did not follow through. July corn is getting ready to test long-term support, or could test long-term support by the end of next week at 347.5. We keep an eye on that. I rolled the July in both bean meal and soybeans today. Soybeans is important right now. I don't know if there's anything we want to do here, but look at that. We have a convergence of two channel bottoms. This is the significant one. Close below. Boom. Close below, continue south in the low 820s within a few weeks, and possibly into the mid 740s within a few months. And that's all illustrated on the newsletter today. So that's wheat is getting ready to test its long-term support. Oh, this is Kansas wheat. Oh man, I screwed this one up. This is Kansas wheat, by the way. If you're interested in trading Kansas wheat. Anyway, while I'm on the wheat subject, I'll finish off with the newsletter itself. There we have it. So, still looking for this, holding below this, which you can see right here. 432.25 long-term support. And do we just put in day orders here? I mean, should we put in a resting bid here? 433 bid with a 428 stop kind of thing. We can talk about that too, because this could be a situation where the market tests it in the morning and by the afternoon it's trading higher in the day. That's all I'm going to say, and we'll talk in the morning. Have a good evening.